Hey guys, this is Razil Azir here, and this is gonna be more of a video where I don't really have a script for this. Hell, I don't even have a plan for this. Well, this is gonna be coming from somewhere of care and love, and I want to talk about Destiny. Destiny for me has been a monumental experience of a game. If you guys have been playing Destiny 2 since 2017, I believe it was when it came out, yeah. You guys might know
Look at those faults.
that,
Like they hold this place.
that this game has had a lot of ups and downs. Some can point to a specific expansion where it went wrong, others cannot. Me, I've enjoyed almost all the expansions that's come out. There are parts of it I wish that were better, and I want to talk about the current state of the game. And I don't just mean Renegades. I don't mean Edge of Fate. Destiny is on its last leg, per se. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. Right now, I see a lot of bad talk about the game. Not that it's not unwarranted or that it's not justified, but and I'm sure a lot of it comes from a place of love and care. But a part of me wonders if Destiny will be here beyond Destiny Rising in, well, little more than half a decade. Looking back on the expansions and the times of Destiny 2, I've never been more unsure of its survivability until now. Curse of Osiris was a part where I felt like the game was at its lowest, and I say that only because I had friends leave during Curse of Osiris. I had a lot of them. They didn't want to. They couldn't play strikes. They couldn't play nightfalls. They couldn't do anything in the game, and it really felt like the game was going in a bad place. And I agreed, even though I had the season pass. I agreed with them. But even now, those friends didn't come back, and over time, it's felt like less and less people are gonna come back. And I don't think a Destiny 3 will solve this problem. I don't think a fucking reboot of this series will solve that problem, but I don't know, it's very concerning about the state of the game. So, I want to talk about Edge of Fate first. My overall thoughts on it were, I think the campaign was among Bungie's best storytelling. It was the first time I felt invested. The first time I felt like they were really putting together a... What's the word to put it? They put together a story that felt real, if that makes sense. Like, unlike Lightfall, or not Lightfall, apologies, Final Shape, I understood why Ikora was distressed. I understood why Lodi was distressed. It was really a fish out of water situation, and I can't say that Bungie have done a better job at creating a campaign ever, excluding Halo. But that's besides the point. Campaign aside, let's talk about the first 4 months of the expansion. First 5, I guess, actually. The grind. I kind of left during Edge of Fate drop. I didn't really agree with the systems, and even though I came back now and I've played and I've grinded, I like most of the things now. It's just, it's hard to keep playing when people keep leaving. And if you've not checked the player report, please do. We might be at 200,000 players concurrent across everything, but I don't know. That could have changed by now. I know we were dropping below 250,000 as of a week ago, so who knows. The grind. Well, let's start with that. The grind up until the changes of, I think it was, did it come out last? Yeah, it was this week. Sorry, it was this week. I'm so sorry. The changes up until this week have been nothing but amazing for grinding and power grinding. It's made me actually want to play a bit more, but that's because it's made the grind a little easier. As for loot-wise, I've never felt more of a dry spout in terms of loot. I can only point to year 1 of Destiny 2 that I felt loot this dry. And I say that because pretty much everything in the portal is, well, you're pretty much going to have either a good roll of it because you played so much of the portal and you've gotten your god roll, your odd rolls of lionfish or mint or burden of guilt or even your Haliatus. And even though tiers matter more now, it doesn't really justify the fact that, to me at least, the loot is way too stale. It feels like, even though there are different guns across Fireteam Ops, Solo Ops, and Pinnacle Ops that you can grind, there's so much shared loot, it feels like I'm getting the same thing over and over and over. And I want to talk about the reprising of old loot. It really hurts, because I love Callus Mini Tool and Mida Mini Tool and all, but man, this is the 4th time you guys have brought this gun back. And I don't mean to be a bummer, but we don't need it. Like, I'm glad you guys want to give me, like, Callus Mini Tool and Mida Mini Tool, but, like, please, why did you do that instead of making a new, you know, submachine gun or even auto rifle? I don't know. And it's so hard to want to even grind, like, loot-wise. I like seeing my number go up on my power level, but it just hurts to grind right now for anything. As for the raid, I'm excited to try it, and I'm definitely excited for the loot there. It all seems like it's going to be a fun time to play that raid and enjoy it with some friends, but I don't know. Raid aside, I'm a little upset that dungeons and old raids don't really have like any new roles, or they weren't put on the tier system. It kind of hurt there, and I understand that that's old content, and well, you shouldn't expect to see, you know, old content come back. And while I agree with you, I don't want to use Fatebringer or Rose or whatever for these 60 year in a row. It's just, you have to expect the bare minimum when you pay for stuff, and that is at least update the roles of these guns. That way they're not left behind. They're not, you know, forgotten or no longer even like worth buying. Let's talk about dungeons that's not in the portal right now. The fact that they put dungeons in the portal in the first place, I'm glad. Like, thank you. But there are only 2 to 3 encounters of the dungeon. As for Galron, you run the start of the raid up to you fight Nightmare of I'll run. Warlord's Ruin, you start at the chest room and then you move to final boss. Pit of Heresy, you go from start to the wave encounter where you have to kill knights and dunk orbs at the slimy flesh wall. And I'm glad that these encounters are short and I can speed run them, but I'm more sad that the loot is just portal loot anyway. It feels like I'm playing old activities for nothing, and I feel like it would have been a great time to bring back some of the even moon weapons for Pit of Heresy, or even some of the guns that they introduced in Duality for that. I mean, it'd be nice just to have some new traits and new perks on these guns, and let them be on the tier system. My overall thoughts on the tier system, I like it. I think armor was really well done. It gives me an incentive to not only farm build specific armor, but also to farm out multiple armor sets compared to the old way of farming armor. I think it's pretty good in armor wise. Weapon wise, that's where my opinions differ. I like tier 5 loot. I like the shinies as well. Those are pretty damn cool. But tier 5 loot don't really feel tier 5, if you get my saying. If you log in at any point, you'll notice that Zavala sells tier 5s. At least one tier 5 gun for me since I was 200. And I'm sure he sells tier 2 to 3 for some of the guys who are just starting, but if you're in range of tier 3 to 4 loot, you're gonna start seeing tier 5 loot from him, at least gun wise. He still sells tier 4 armor for me, but that's probably liable to change coming tomorrow or reset. I do like shinies, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think shinies were a great way to replace adept loot, because I feel like adept loot itself, you were just gonna do the same thing regardless, and the only upside to adept loot was the masterwork bonus along with the adept mods. But that's just on all tier. I think it's on tier 4 and 5, and you can add like more range stability and stuff like that. But shinies, I like shinies, I love them, but it feels like shinies aren't rare, and that's where I draw a problem. I feel like tier 5s are fine, it's just, why am I getting shinies for completing basic pinnacle ops? Or I'm sorry, just ops in general. As long as I get a high score, I can get a shiny. It really hurts the rarity and what should be one of your in-game things to do, farm shinies. And another thing is the amount of shinies that exist without events is too little. I love the blue skin that they added for shinies, but the fact that pretty much comes equipped to every tier 5 you get is a huge problem, and I feel like it needs to be adjusted. How would I fix this? Make shinies much more rare, like as in Pokemon terms. I mean, like, how else? I feel like shinies should be something that you not only just, should have to farm for, but
shut them down.
This would be a great way to exclude them from tier 5 loot, because if not all tier 5s are shiny, then it feels more rare, if you get what I mean. I know I mentioned dungeon loot earlier. Do you really want old dungeon shit to come back? Yes and no. I want it to be always updated, at least yearly, if that makes sense. Not because of, well, I want to use the same gun like for the next 8 years. No, it's a way to always incentivize you to have access to old stuff.
A glimmer mining.
Shut them down.
As long as you have access to your old stuff, and you can at least farm it if you'd like, or if there's a gun in there you love, you know, you at least have it. And it would also be a great way to introduce new shinies as well, and more unique roles. And there was some other things I wanted to talk about. Raids. I am so happy they finally made it to where legacy raids, as they're called, are farmable. That was a really amazing change, and I feel like if we get more changes like that, it'd be good.
You're heading to another site.
On the opposite end of that, though, raids in general, I think, need an overhaul. Not in the sense of how they're made and how they're played, but I think it's time we take a note from Destiny Rising's sort of book. I think raids should be match-made, or at least basic raids. And basic raids would be a great way to get someone into the game, or at least guided raids, if that makes sense. So if you guys have played the raid on Destiny Rising, you know, which I'm sure any Destiny fan here has, you will know that not only do Destiny Rising raids have matchmaking, they also have hints that tell you what to do and how to play that raid. And I think if you incorporate this into sort of Destiny 2, this could work a lot better. And the fact that if you add matchmaking to raids, it would not only allow new players to get access to raid loot, but it would also incentivize you to play these guided modes to learn the raid. And then once you understand what's going on, well, now you have Fireteam Finder. You can go get a real team together, and wow, you can get, you know, better versions of these guns, like shinies, or even better tiers of guns. So how I would do this is guided would have only tier 1 loot, and if you really want to go another step, you could change the roles of tier 1 guns compared to tier 2 and above. Maybe offer, you know, perks that might not be there on tier 1 guns. So let's take Zoe's Bane, for instance, on King's Fall. Maybe it has explosive payload in the 3rd column, but it wouldn't have incandescent in the 4th. And well, if you play the actual real mode, you can get more rolls on these guns. It would make them worth farming and worth, you know, playing. Along with the addition of not just one new shiny skin, but multiple, you could have a system that would really reward players for playing those activities a lot. And as well, I want to like talk about feats and modifiers. I think modifiers, how they are now, are so much better. And I think by also adding modifiers to raids or feats, this can incentivize you to play with feats and get better loot or unlock unique loot. As in, play with like a certain modifier and you get a ghost shell, or you play with a certain modifier, you get an ornament, perhaps. For all my Crota's End players, you would know of a certain D1 shader that's not in the game yet. Yes, we all know it. And that's how I would start with raids. Just work on them. Just try and get them out to more players, because as it stands, it feels so unrewarding to play raids as a new player, because you have to go to YouTube, and the fact that Destiny Rising has already even added a guided mode. It's incredible. Now, of course, you cannot have guided mode on for day one. That's just a no-no. But what I would suggest is day one raids have unique shinies that you can never get unless you play day one. That would be an absolute reason to play some of these raids on their day one, you know, on their day A1 modes. And these are just some of the ideas I had for day one raids, and along with just trying to improve raids for new players. If I could improve the loot grind, I would say maybe.
They break their claws and swear, I don't doubt. Well done.
I don't know what you could really do. I guess you could add more guns, but that's never really like an answer to a question that anybody wants to do. Because more guns won't fix the problem. I think the best thing you could do is just... you could give more players something to grind in their favorite activities, and that's the best thing I think is to do for Destiny going forward. Is incentivize you to play activities and incentivize you to play certain things. I think all raids should have unique shinies along with their day one experiences. I think along with adding shiny armor, or at least a shiny shader that goes along with this armor, would be amazing. Or even adding ornament sets back to some of these raids for doing modifiers and stuff. Sorry I'm going quiet. I'm just trying to think. I have a lot of ideas I want to pitch. Just a lot of ideas I wish Bungie would just maybe have one ear for, but I know it won't work. I know most players won't accept the ideas I might, you know, say, but it's fine. I think we're at a point right now in Destiny where the game is probably going to die, if I had to say. And that's not me being unhopeful or doom posting or anything like that. It's just Destiny has lost players for the last how many ever years since Forsaken, since Red War. And it's only gotten worse as each expansion goes on. And now that the Witness died, now that the Light and Darkness saga is over, not really a lot of people care. And I want to talk about real quick the crossovers. Crossovers they're cool, but they don't add anything else besides armor. Except Star Wars and Halo. Like, let's be honest here. Those were the only crossovers where we got new guns. Assassin's Creed, we didn't get anything. We got a finisher and armor and ghost shells. Only cosmetic stuff. For the PlayStation stuff, we only got armor, and it just keeps going. And I hate that. I think if we're gonna do crossovers for this game, there should be a reason for both parties to come to these games. I'm gonna take Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan, and the fact that they added not only Saint 14 and Shax's armor to Valhalla was nice. That was a really big reason for Destiny players to play Valhalla. But they didn't just do that. They made a whole new sword just for Galahorn. And that to me was more of a thank you to Destiny players than Bungie gave us in a while. I would have killed for a Gjallarhorn sword, or Galahorn in Destiny too. And we kind of got that with Ergo Sum, but
Local energy fields are spiking like mad.
I think if Destiny wants to recover its lost players, then Destiny needs to work with its players. It needs to give its players reasons to log on outside of the weekly checklist, if you know what I mean. And I gave some ideas today how to sort of give players something to do. What I would do is, as said, add reasons to play activities. Add unique shinies, add day one shinies, add unique shaders, add unique, just give players a reason to farm activities outside of my power went up. Respect your older content by at least updating their roles yearly. Incorporate your old guns into the activities that that are in your portal activity. Like, why is it so hard for you guys to even do that? You've shown that you can add these guns to the portal by having legacy loot on, but it's too hard for you guys to add them to the tiered system. I think this game can recover. I think it's gonna take a mountain of a try, but it can definitely recover. I think it can bring in new players, and another starting point as well is I'm gonna say it, and I think you should just make everything from Forsaken to Lightfall free. All the raids, all the campaigns, all the exotic quests. You've already done it once at the end of Lightfall, where you made everything free. Why is it so hard now? Make all that stuff free. It's not being used. And another thing, please stop adding dungeon keys to this fucking game. Do you realize how demoralizing it is to see, oh wow, I don't have this exotic. Where's it come from? A dungeon. Oh, $20. Oh, okay. Please stop that. And please make these dungeons free for players. I paid for this stuff. I don't care anymore. Dungeons should come included with either your Ultimate Edition or just the base version. Stop adding dungeon keys. They're just redundant. You've hurt your player base more than you're helping them by adding these fucking keys. All I've seen out of the last 4 years of this game is just more ways to to nickel and dime your players. And I don't want to be the player who keeps saying that, who keeps having to point out how you're fucking me over, but the game is dying at this point. If you really care about your players, please help them out. Throw them a few fucking bones. You guys have some of the best art direction in the world, some of the best gunplay in any video game I've ever fucking seen, some of the best build crafting ever. You have some of the best written lore and characters ever. You don't need to rely on Star Wars. You don't need to rely on anything else but yourself. And it shows how little you guys think about yourselves. The fact that you decided to collab with a franchise that you took inspiration from in the first place, which is, it's a nice novelty, but we never should have gotten an expansion solely based on Star Wars. We shouldn't. We never should have gotten, you know, a General Grievous, Darth Vader, or fucking Kylo Ren skin. These guys are... they don't belong in Destiny. And you guys keep adding more and more to the Eververse story, and you don't give players anything else to use outside of that. Look at the latest armor in the Portal. Besides Bushido armor, all the other armor is just reskinned of each other. And then you guys have the amazing idea, while your game is going through a crisis, to drop not only Taken armor, but Taken shaders along with the Jade Rabbit set in the Eververse. Do you guys know how to read a room? I love this game. I love its gameplay. I love everything about it. But you guys just... God, you're killing it. I don't want this game to die. I want it to thrive. I want this game to live until I can get a Destiny 3. At this rate, Destiny Rising is Destiny 3. And that's sad. I don't want to go to a mobile game to experience something new. Something interesting.
Look at those balls, acting like they own it.
And
Take down that servitor.
a small rant, but the fact that Destiny Rising put more effort into bringing us like characters from a bygone age than you guys did, it's sad. I hope you guys are doing something good with Renegades. I really do. I really want the game to thrive. I want it to be on top. But you guys have given your players so little, like, confirmation on if the game is going to be that good. I just hope that all the changes you guys are going to make within the next few months are worth it, because this game is riding on you guys right now more than ever. I hope the changes that you guys are making to old raids and old dungeons are worth it, and I hope that we don't have to get to this point again before you guys like open your eyes again. For the past 4 years, it's felt like you guys don't want to over-deliver to spoil your fan base, to do anything. It just feels like you're wanting to waste everybody's time to just have retention. This game could be so much more than just player retention if you guys put the effort into it. I'm sure there are some devs at Bungie who really want to do like the work and want to put effort into this, but it feels like no one there does care. And to you, Joe Austin Truman, the the man who says we should not over deliver, I hope that is paying out for you. I really do. Because your content model has almost killed the game. To not over deliver is to never give your player base anything to like look forward to. Because they're always gonna have expectations that are so low that you might as well not even try it at all. I hope one day that either you pull your head out of grass or someone at Bungie does actually step up and be a leader where it counts before your company goes into the fucking ground and rots. Because currently, I don't have much faith in any of you. And I hope that can change. You guys have been with me for the better part of my middle school to high school life. And I would like to see you guys keep being there. I know this rant is going on for, I don't know actually, but I know you guys have probably heard me rant enough and heard me say enough. If you guys enjoy the video, please do like and subscribe, and even leave your own comments about not only how you got into Destiny, but what made you leave, and moreover, I want to hear your thoughts about the current state of the game. If you guys have to leave more than one reply, just reply to your own message, and I'll do my very best to read it all. Again, thank all of you all you guys for watching this, and well, it's been an absolute treat having to speak to you all. Anyway. Thank you.